All right. I'm here with Emma Broyles and Renee Manfredi. So first I'm going to interview Emma, and then I'll interview you as well, Renee. All right, Emma. So what are you looking forward to the most this week in Arizona?
Well, I was most looking forward to being here at Media Row with the Super Bowl on behalf of Special Olympics, but honestly, I think now I'm most excited to get to watch you kill it while you're reporting live at the Super Bowl this weekend. I'm going to be watching from home and trying super hard to spot you out on the field interviewing players. I'm so stoked for you.
Thanks, Emma. I really appreciate that. I am just stoked as well. This has been a long time coming. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was 11 years old. I mean,
dreams coming true.
Yeah, it's literally happening as we speak. As we continue the interview, how did it feel to win Miss America, and what advice would you have for those who want to pursue their dreams?
You know, it felt a lot because, just as you were saying, achieving your dreams is a long time coming. You know, I never could have imagined myself in the position of being Miss America, growing up as a young Korean American woman and not quite understanding, you know, my ethnicity and being half Korean, half white, and then also, you know, having ADHD and having OCD and kind of having these different labels that I felt were looming over my head. I always kind of struggled with my own identity. So it really meant a lot to be able to celebrate that as Miss America and to show people, you know, all over the country that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, you can still make something big and you can still achieve all of your goals and your dreams if you put your mind to it. And I think that's exactly what you've accomplished this week.
Absolutely, Emma. My next question I have for you is, tell us your connection with Special Olympics Alaska, what that means to you and why that is.
My older brother, Brendan, has Down syndrome. He's been a Special Olympics athlete since he was 6 or 7 years old. So my mom is also a special education teacher, and well over half of my life has been spent working with Special Olympics. My family is very involved. We were actually named Family of the Year by Special Olympics up in Alaska. So once I won Miss America, it was this really great opportunity to utilize that platform and the voice that I had to promote Special Olympics and do what I can to make this world a little bit of a more inclusive place for people like my brother. And so now it's been really great to be able to work with Special Olympics at the national and international level and to be able to meet such wonderful people like you who are also doing incredible work and being ambassadors for this organization.
How did it feel being Family of the Year?
Oh, it meant a lot. You know, my family has never missed a Special Olympics Games. We're there every summer games, every winter games, volunteering, helping out. My parents were both coaches at one point. I was a coach. My brother led the summer programs. So it's definitely a family affair, and it's kind of brought us closer together because of what we've been able to do with Special Olympics. And it's been really cool to be able to see, you know, my friends that I bring on who now work with Special Olympics Alaska full time. It's been really cool to be able to do what I can to kind of just, you know, put my hand that I have in different communities and be able to bring Special Olympics there.
Awesome. Emma, what's your favorite meal to cook at home and why?
Ooh, I'm really a fan of any type of noodles. So I really like to make different types of ramen, get a little bit of fish cakes in there, some rice cakes. One of my favorite all-time comfort foods is ramen. And it's pretty easy to make too.
What's your favorite ramen?
I really like this brand of instant ramen called Shin Ramen, and it's like culinary grade ramen. It's actually really good, but it tastes awesome and it's very cheap. If you look at my apartment right now, I probably have like 30 packets in my pantry.
I got one more question for you, Emma, and then I'm going to turn it over to Renee.
Okay, hit me.
I'm going to hit you with this last question. Who in your life are your role models and why is that?
My mom has definitely been the biggest role model for me. Even before she had a child with an intellectual disability, she was a special education teacher and she worked on the Governor's Council for Disabilities. And it's been really wonderful to get to see how fiercely she advocates for people with intellectual disabilities and how she doesn't take no for an answer. She really is such an incredible person, and she's been a huge inspiration for me. If it weren't for my mom, I would never have been involved with Special Olympics in the first place, and I never would have had the desire to get involved at this level and become involved for the rest of my life. And so I'm so grateful that she's taught me from a young age that you have to be able to stick up for and advocate those who may not necessarily have the tools to advocate for themselves.
Thanks, Emma. Now I'm going to turn my attention to Renee. So Renee, how long have you been involved in Special Olympics?
I've been involved with Special Olympics for 16 years.
What sports do you participate in and compete in?
In Hawaii, I am a year-round athlete. I competed in basketball, softball, swimming, soccer. In Texas, basketball, track and field, and swimming.
Your favorite sport?
Swimming.
Good choice.
How many? What event in swimming is your favorite?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I find that maybe it's the freestyle. It's really tough to decide. I find that I guess you could say my worst stroke would be the backstroke because in
That's
practice
fair.
I tend to zigzag in the line, in the lane.
It's okay. It happens to the
But-
best of us.
Yes, that's true. But but in competition, I go very fast and very straight. I have no idea
Nice.
why, but it's just funny to me.
Your favorite TV series?
Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite TV series is a TV show that completed its 7th season called Once Upon a Time. It's based off of Disney. It's so much fun, and they're so clever with their puns because they make references to the Disney movies. You just got to catch them. Very, very fun.
What are you looking forward to the most the rest of this week in Arizona?
I think just getting familiar with Radio Row, being in person, not virtual.
Yeah.
Having the opportunity to interview with Emma as Miss
Yes.
America before she stepped down and passed her crown on to the next Miss America was a very rare treat. I actually got to do a virtual Radio Row when we first moved to Texas, and it was all virtual. Having coming here in person is really a rare treat. It's super cool.
What's been the hardest transition for you moving to Texas versus Hawaii? What's been the hardest part?
I would say having to adjust, we're in the Waco area, so having to adjust to not be surrounded by water. We're a military family, so everywhere we've lived, we've been near the ocean. West Coast, East Coast, even the Middle East was an island. And so having to adjust to not seeing the ocean is a big adjustment for me. And the weather.
Awesome. What's your favorite destination? That's my last question. I'm ask you.
That's a tough one. I mentioned that I'm a military child, so Navy. My dad is retired, 30 years, and so we have the opportunity to live in many places. But I would say the two favorites of mine were the Kingdom of Bahrain, which is an island off the coast of Saudi Arabia in the Middle East. My older sister and I used to joke and say that was the longest we'd ever lived in one place. We lived there for 4.5 years. A military tour is normally a year or two, and then your mom or dad or a wife, depending who you are, gets their next set of orders, and then you pack up and move again. Then we have the opportunity to move to Hawaii, and we've lived there for the past 16 years. My dad retired 30 years, and that's the longest we ever stayed in one place. So I would say both. And Bahrain was a unique experience. I had the opportunity to meet so many diverse cultures, where they come from, and just really have a full first-hand experience of what inclusion looks like. And even Hawaii is just the same.
Thanks, Emma and Renee, so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.